Ruth Handler, born in 1916, is the mastermind behind the legendary Barbie doll.
And here's Barbie.
Even before the invention of Barbie, Ruth had an interest in fashion. She was already a businesswoman and entrepreneur. She was also a feminist and believed that girls should be encouraged to dream big and pursue their goals. In 1938, Ruth married Elliot Handler, who was a talented designer and engineer, whom she met at the University of Denver, and moved to Los Angeles, where she started working as a draftsman for a toy company called Harold Matson, and the founder of the company, Harold Matson, was also a fellow student of Ruth and Elliot at the University of Denver. All three of them shared a common interest in toys, and in 1945, Elliot and Ruth Handler co-founded Mattel Incorporated with Harold Matson, which quickly became one of the most successful toy companies in the world. Ruth Handler was the company's first president. Ruth often observed her daughter Barbara play with make-believe paper dolls of adult women,
Kind of stuff you were playing with Debbie Reynolds.
and saw that she frequently gave them roles as adults. At that period, the majority of children's toy dolls were infants. She later realized that there was an unfilled niche in the market for a toy that allowed little girls to imagine their future. Recognizing this potential market gap, she proposed the idea of an adult-bodied doll to her husband Elliot. He, like Mattel's directors, was uninterested in the concept.
She thought it was a good idea, and I didn't think it was a great idea.
When during a trip to Europe in 1956 with her children Barbara and Kenneth, Ruth came across a German toy doll called Build Lily. The adult figure doll was exactly what Ruth had in mind, so she bought 3 of them. She gave one to her daughter and returned the others to Mattel. The Lily doll was based on a popular German comic strip character. The doll was originally marketed as a racy humor gift that men could purchase in tobacco shops, but it later proved enormously popular with kids who enjoyed dressing her up in outfits that were available separately. Mattel bought the rights to Lily, and Handler made her own version. The doll was given a new name, Barbie, after Handler's daughter Barbara. Premiering at the American International Toy Fair in New York City on March 9, 1959, Barbie was an instant success, with Mattel selling 351,000 dolls within a year. Barbie, in full Barbara Millicent Roberts, an 11-inch, or 29-centimeter tall plastic doll with the figure of an adult woman, that was launched onto the American toy market sporting a black and white striped bathing suit, pouty red lips and a sassy blonde ponytail. The first Barbie doll sold for $3, but a mint condition number 1 doll can fetch more than $25,000 today. Handler always saw Barbie as a reflection of the times, with the first doll mimicking the glamour of 1950s stars such as Elizabeth Taylor and Marilyn Monroe. For the first time, mid-century kids could play with a doll that looked like a woman, not a little girl, a doll with a sassy ponytail, heavy eyeliner, a healthy dose of side-eye and a distinctly adult body. But it wasn't all sugar, spice, and everything nice to create the perfect little girl. Since the doll's inception, its body has incited a bit of a controversy. Mothers in 1958 criticized Barbie for her looks, stating that it got too much of a figure in a Mattel-sponsored market study before the doll's release. But Mattel solved this problem by advertising the Barbie doll directly to children via television. Mattel, in fact, upon sponsoring Walt Disney's Mickey Mouse Club program in 1955, became the first toy company to broadcast commercials to the children themselves. Despite criticism, many women who played with the doll credit Barbie with providing an alternative to the rigid gender roles of the 1950s. Barbie, unlike baby dolls, did not teach nurturing to young girls. The doll, who was dressed in professional attire, served as a role model for financial independence. The doll was not defined by responsibilities to men or family. Barbie does not have a husband or children. For Handler, it was critical that Barbie represent what a woman could be, and this was represented in the doll's clothing. An outfit could transfer the player to not only a different look, but also a career or a lifestyle. When in the early 1960s consumers clamored for a Barbie-scale baby, Mattel, having a feminist president, did not make Barbie a mother, but in fact issued a Barbie Babysits playset. Unlike Play with a Baby Doll, in which a little girl is pretty much limited to assuming the role of mommy, Barbie has always represented the fact that a woman has choices, Handler wrote in her memoir, Dream Doll, The Ruth Handler Story. In response to consumer demand, in 1961 Mattel brought out Barbie's ultimate accessory, her boyfriend, Ken.
This was to be a special night. And then it happened. She met Ken.
Ken Carson was introduced 2 years after Barbie in 1961. Ken was named after Ruth Handler's son, Kenneth. Ken made his debut wearing a swimsuit, but soon had his own fashionable line of clothing and accessories. Barbie has caused some consternation among some parents since her debut. Mattel responded to the criticism by introducing a variety of characters after the release of Ken, including her best friend Midge in 1963 and her sister Skipper in 1964. Christy, an African-American Barbie and one of the first such dolls to hit the market, arrived in 1968. Barbie embraced the digital age during the 2000s. With Dixon overseeing things, Barbie Entertainment was established. In 2001, Barbie's very first full-length movie, Barbie in the Nutcracker, hit the screens. Around the same time, her initial website, Barbie.com, was also launched. In 2014, Barbie faced its weakest period in 25 years, generating only $900 million in sales. Mattel was in need of a big change in the world of Barbie. So they decided to start by working on her skin tone and representing more diverse ethnic backgrounds. They didn't just stop at making dolls with various skin tones. They also went ahead and updated everything related to how the brand was presented to its audience. This meant changing the way Barbie was shown on packaging and in commercials to showcase this new diversity. They introduced different versions of her, tall, short, and curvy. Barbiecore as we know it began in the early aughts with the appearance of notable personalities wearing pink or glittery attires. From Ariana Grande's hyper-feminine style, which can be traced back to Barbie, to rapper Nicki Minaj, who has channeled the doll since 2010 through an alter ego known as the Harajuku Barbie, filling her lyrics, song titles, and album art with references to Barbie in wearing a pink wig and a chain with the Barbie logo. Her fans even refer to themselves as the Barbs. Minaj and Ice Spice also collaborated on a Barbie Girl remix with song called Barney World. Despite a long career as a fashion model, nurse, ballerina, army medic, astronaut, paleontologist, dentist, florist, yoga teacher, and president of the United States, Barbie shows no signs of slowing down. The release of the Barbie movie aligns with a time when Mattel's financial performance could use a lift. In Q1 of April, the company's net sales stood at $814.6 million, marking a 22% decline year-over-year. Barbie's global gross sales hit $177 million, a 44% drop from the previous year, yet accounting for nearly 58% of Mattel's total doll sales. Making a Barbie movie wasn't a mere brand extension. It forms part of a long-term business strategy that will be replicated across Mattel's extensive portfolio of around 400 toy brands. To put it simply, if Mattel's goal is to create a new entertainment universe similar to Marvel, then Barbie holds a position akin to Iron Man. As Barbie approaches her 65th anniversary next year, she continues to embody the same spirit that Ruth Handler infused in her 6 decades ago. In Dixon's words, Barbie isn't just a plaything, she's a wellspring of inspiration.